friends, this is Priyanka. Today we are going to study the Holz's method. So this method is used for the torsional system and where there are several discs that are rotating on the same shaft. So let us observe what is the given diagram. So here is the shaft and on which there are three numbers of discs. That is, these are the three discs that are rotating. Now here theta is the angular displacement, that is for disc 1 we will say here as theta 1, for this disc 2 we will say here as the theta 2, and for this disc 3 we will say here as the theta 3. Now what is KT1? That is, KT is called as stiffness of the shaft. So the stiffness of shaft in between this disc 1 and disc 2 we will say here as KT1, and in between this disc 2 and 3 we will say here as the KT2. Now here is the I1, I2 and I3 are the inertias that are related to this disc 1, disc 2 and disc 3. So in this way, this is the given data. Now let us move for this method. Now let us first find out what is the torque balance equation for the given system. So let us observe the diagram. Now this disc 1 is in contact with this disc 2, that is disc 1 twist related to this disc 2. Now if we observe this disc 2, that is it is in contact with this disc 1 as well as this disc 3, and if we observe this disc 3, then it is in contact with this disc 2. Now let us first find out the torque balance equation for this disc number 1. So disc 1 twist related to disc 2. So here is the disc 1 and disc 2 and it is attached to this shaft having stiffness KT1. Now we have to write down the formula. So for this disc 1 we will write down I1 alpha 1. I, that is inertia, and alpha, that is angular acceleration. So for this disc 1 we will write I1 alpha 1 plus, now we have to make the relation in between this disc 1 and disc 2. Now it is getting attached to this shaft having stiffness KT1. So we will write here as the KT1. And now in the bracket we have to write down what is the angular displacement difference. That is the difference in between this theta 1 and theta 2. Now we are going to write the torque balance equation for this disc 1. So we have to take this theta 1 first. Theta 1 minus theta 2 which is equal to 0. Now in the same way we have to proceed for this disc 2. Now disc 2 twist related to this disc 1 as well as disc 3. So how to write down the formula? So for this disc 2 we have to first write I2 alpha 2. So we will write here as the I2 alpha 2 plus. Now we will find out what is the relation between this disc 2 and disc 1. So here disc 2 and disc 1 are attached to the shaft having stiffness KT1, and now we have to multiply with difference for this angular displacement. So we are finding the torque balance equation for this disc 2. So we have to write first theta 2. So how to write? That is KT1 in the bracket theta 2 minus theta 1. Bracket complete. Now we will find out the relation between this disc 2 and 3. Now again if we observe, it is getting attached to the shaft having stiffness KT2. So write here plus KT2 in the bracket. Now we have to again write here what is the difference for this angular displacement. So for this disc 2 we have to write theta 2 first, that is theta 2 minus theta 3 which is equal to 0. Now again we will move to the next, that is disc number 3. So it is in contact with disc 2. So again write down the formula. So for disc 3 we have to write I3 alpha 3. I3 alpha 3 plus, now again these two discs are getting attached to this shaft stiffness KT2. So write here as the KT2, and we have to write the difference in between this angular displacement. So we have to find out the torque balance equation for this disc 3. So write this theta 3 first. That is theta 3 minus theta 2 which is equal to 0. Now this alpha, that is called as angular acceleration. So in SHM, that is in simple harmonic motion, we can also write minus alpha is equal to omega square theta. So instead of this alpha, we can write here as the omega square theta, and it is having minus sign. So how we can write? So it will become I1 alpha 1, that is minus I1 into omega 1 square theta 1. So this is having minus sign, so we can try to shift to the right hand side. So how this equation will become, I will write here directly. So we will write here as the omega 1 square theta 1, which is equal to kt1 theta 1 minus theta 2. So in the same way we have to write these remaining two equations. So I2 alpha 2. So instead of alpha 2 we have to put here omega 2 square theta 2, and it is having minus sign. So we are going to transfer this term to the right hand side. So it will become plus. So again we will write here will be the I1, and instead of alpha 2 only we have to shift this. So I2 omega 2 square theta 2, which is equal to, we have to write this remaining term, that is kt1 theta 2 minus theta 1 plus kt2 theta 2 minus theta 3. Now again for this I3 alpha 3, so instead of this alpha 3 we have to write I3 omega 3 square theta 3, which is equal to kt2 theta 3 minus theta 2. So this is the equation. So these are the three equations. Now if we add these three equations, then what is happening? So we will simplify this right hand side. So kt1 into theta 1 minus kt1 into theta 2. Again here kt1 into theta 2 minus kt1 into theta 1. That is this kt1 theta 1 is having plus sign here, and here is the kt1 theta 1 having minus sign. So these two terms are getting cancelled. So here if we observe, here is the for theta 1, that is kt1 theta 1, here is 1 plus sign is there, here is 1 minus sign. So these two terms are getting cancelled. Then here kt1 theta 2 is having minus sign, and kt1 theta 2 here is the plus sign. So these two terms are also getting cancelled. Now kt2 theta 2, here is the plus sign. If we multiply it inside, and here kt2 theta 2 is having minus sign, if we multiply here inside, so this theta 2 is also getting cancelled. Now kt2 theta 3 is having here minus sign, and kt2 theta 3 is having here plus sign. So this theta 3 is also getting cancelled. So if we simplify this, then what is happening? That is, we can add these three equations. So how? That is I1 omega 1 square theta 1 plus I2 omega 2 square theta 2 plus I3 omega 3 square theta 3, which is equal to 0. So this is the final equation. That means what? For this three number of disks, this is the equation, that is summation of I omega square theta is equal to 0. So we can also write, therefore summation of I omega square theta, which is equal to 0. Now when we use the Holzer's method for the solution, then it is proposed that we have to assume any value for the omega, and we have to make the theta, that is the angular displacement, is equal to 1. That is, we can say here as the unity. So if we assume omega, then the displacement related to this disk 1, that is theta 1, will become unity. So this theta 1 is equal to 1, and assume omega. Now what about this theta 2? So the deflection of disk 2, that is theta 2, we have to find out. So now we have to consider here this equation that is related to this in between theta 1 and theta 2. So this is the relation, that is I1 omega 1 square theta 1 is equal to kt1 theta 1 minus theta 2. So we have to find out the deflection of disk 2, that is this theta 2. So for this we will simplify this equation. So I1 omega 1 square theta 1, which is equal to kt1 theta 1 minus kt1 theta 2. Now we have to find out this theta 2. So it is having minus sign. So we will transfer this to the left hand, that is kt1 theta 2 which is equal to kt1 theta 1 minus I1 omega 1 square theta 1. So now this kt1 we will transfer to the right hand direction. Therefore theta 2 is equal to, now this kt1 is, we have to transfer, it will go into denominator. So this kt1 and kt1 is getting cancelled. Theta 1 minus omega square divided by kt1 I1 theta 1. So instead of omega 1 I have taken here as the omega, because we have already assumed what is the value for this omega. So this is the relation, or this is the equation for this in theta 2. So we can find out the deflection of this theta 2, and it is required to take, we have to assume this omega, and this theta 1 is equal to, that is unity. Now we have to find out the deflection of disc 3, that is the angular displacement related to this disc 3, that is theta 3. So we have to write the formula including this theta 3. So here is the formula, that is I2 omega 2 square theta 2 which is equal to kt1 theta 2 minus theta 1 plus kt2 into bracket theta 2 minus theta 3. So now instead of this omega 2 we have to write only omega, because we have to assume the omega. So what is the formula? So I have written here formula. So if we observe from this equation, we can get the relation for this theta 1 and theta 2. So instead of this theta 1 we can use the formula, that is theta 1 is equal to this theta 2 plus omega square kt1 I1 theta 1. So we can substitute this formula for this theta 1 here. So how we have to simplify this? So we are going to simplify only right hand direction. So I am writing here is equal to, now kt1 into this theta 2 minus kt1. Now instead of theta 1 we have to write this. So this minus sign will be getting multiplied inside, and this kt1 we have to also multiply with these two terms. So what is the formula? That is kt1 theta 2 minus, because here is the minus sign, so here if we multiply inside then it will become minus, again multiply with this kt1 omega square by kt1 I1 theta 1. So this is the simplified form, that is kt1 theta 2 minus theta 1. This is the simplified form. Now we have to proceed again as it is, that is kt2 theta 2. Here is the plus sign, so plus kt2 theta 2 minus kt2 theta 3. So if we observe, what we observe, this kt1 theta 2 minus kt1 theta 2, it will be getting cancelled. This kt1 and this kt1 is also getting cancelled. So what is the simplified form? So now we have to write here this left hand side, that is I2 omega square theta 2 which is equal to, now here is the minus sign, so we have to write minus omega square I1 theta 1 plus kt2 theta 2 minus kt2 theta 3. So this is the simplified form. Now we have to find out the deflection of this 3, that is theta 3. So this term we have to transfer to the left hand side, and this term we have to transfer to the right hand side. So this is having negative term, and here is the kt2. So we have to write here as the kt2 theta 3 which is equal to minus omega square I1 theta 1 plus kt2 theta 2, and this term, that is minus I2 omega square theta 2. So now again we have to simplify this, but we have to calculate only theta 3. So this kt2 will be going into denominator. So theta 3 is equal to, now if we observe this omega square, and omega square is the common term, so we will take here outside the bracket, so minus omega square divided by kt2. Now what is remaining inside the bracket, that is I1 theta 1 plus I2 theta 2, and the remaining term, that is kt2 theta 2. So this kt2, if we transfer to the denominator, this kt2 and kt2 will be getting cancelled. Therefore, remaining term will be plus theta 2. So this is the formula. So if we observe, this is the formula. So I am making bracket for this. Now observe these two formulas, that is theta 2 is equal to theta 1 minus omega square by kt1 I1 theta 1, and theta 3 is equal to theta 2 minus omega square kt2 I1 theta 1 plus I2 theta 2. So I can proceed it for theta 4 also. Theta 4 is equal to, how we can write, that is theta 3 minus omega square by kt3 inside the bracket, that is I1 theta 1 plus I2 theta 2 plus I3 theta 3. So this will be the formula. So in this way we can proceed for the number of discs. Now we will consider the twisting torque, that is T is equal to I alpha, but we have already seen that is alpha means what? Alpha means omega square into theta. So we can write the formula, that is T is equal to I omega square theta. So related to this disc 1, what is the torque produced, that is T1, that is I1 theta 1 multiplied by omega square. In the same way for this disc 2, that is the torque T2, which is equal to I2 theta 2 omega square. For this disc 3, that is T3 is equal to I3 theta 3 omega square. So if we add this torque, that is T1 plus T2 plus T3, then what is the formula? That is T1 plus T2 plus T3 is equal to I1 theta 1 plus I2 theta 2 plus I3 theta 3 bracket complete omega square. But we have already seen that when summation of I omega square theta, which is equal to 0, then what happens? Suppose this summation of I omega square theta, that is the right hand side is 0, then torque will also become 0 and oscillation will be free oscillation. So in this way this Holz's method is getting completed. So please like my lecture, share this with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.